Thank you so much for joining me today. My gratitude for today goes out to Casey's Coffee. They have coffee beans in a machine. You select what you want. The coffee beans come down, they ground them, brew your coffee fresh. It is so smooth and so delicious. Brilliant. I am so glad they did that. Very inexpensive compared to other places. It might have been around for a while. I haven't gotten gas station coffee for a while, but I was just so like, wow, I love that. Fresh ground coffee brewed right there for you. So thank you, Casey. So much gratitude for your brilliantness with the coffee machine. All right, so today we're talking about spirituality, being spiritual. And this is what being spiritual is, in my opinion. I have been on the journey, I want to say for about 20 years, but like actually understanding and knowing for about 11 and living it and embodying it and trying to improve it. So, what spirituality is to me is an inner journey. I think it's when you incorporate body, mind, and spirit. I do believe some humans came to this earth just to experience the surface level, just to experience the mundane level, and that's okay. But I think a huge mass majority of us, especially in this new generation and my generation, we are here for more than just the human surfacey level. We are soul purposes. We are here to experience and understand our own inner world. In a way, I think that source, that in which we came from, part of what the plan was for us humans is to get to understand, to get inside of yourself and know you. I think there's nothing better than meeting somebody who fully knows themselves and is themselves. It's a treat, it's a gift. I might not understand what they're doing or how they're doing it, and I might not relate at all, but I can be like, wow, they get to be themselves and they get to do them. And that's a spiritual journey. I know they've gone inside and done their work. They've looked at their shadows, they've looked within, they've decided I want to incorporate my soul, my heart, empathy, gratitude, emotions as part of my human journey. And I remember when I wanted to be spiritual or go on into my inner journey, I remember checking out each religion and thinking maybe one of them was going to lead me there. Because I did read about just spiritual stuff or Akashic records or really out there stuff. But I wanted to know about like Buddhism and Judaism and Christianity and baptism. I mean, when I got into it, I couldn't believe how many there were. As a matter of fact, that is a whole nother video. How there's so many churches, so many religions. Like we are all so different. Anyway, but what I did understand and realize is that each religion was very different, but I could pull little nuggets out of each one that I felt was right for me, and that I felt like if I used it in my world or when I read about it, it was true for me in my life. And I really liked that. So I feel like each religion kind of had their own little nugget that I enjoyed. But I don't necessarily feel like, because if you look at religion, you kind of want to look at it like it's spiritual, but it's not really an inner journey. I mean, you're definitely honoring your soul because you're honoring like Jesus, God as a soul, but you are kind of separating it sometimes in those religious aspects. And that's not where I'm at. I do believe that we are part of the source. We came from him as an aspect of him. I think he dispersed himself out. He wanted to experience all of him in all different ways, in all different aspects. Good, bad, strong, evil, tall, short, just everything, plants, rocks. And I think that he wanted to give us that energy, give us that spark, and say, hey, now you're an individual, an aspect of me. I also like to look at it as a reflection of him as well, a reflection of source as well. So then it's like, okay, now here's an individual part, you, and I'm going to give you an aspect of me. Now play around, have fun, and create yourself. And how brilliant for him to give us that freedom. How brilliant of the creator to say, hey, I am going to give you the spark in which I have, and now I want to share with you, but you are allowed to do whatever you want. Further along as I got into the journey, even seeing people who are quote unquote making bad choices, or you could say evil, it's interesting how now 11 years down my journey, I do see, wow, they had a purpose too. Creator even wanted to experience that. And I know that's crazy and gross and weird, and it's a whole nother situation that you would have to get into to even honor and accept. That's another video. Spirituality is so important to me. I feel like it was my purpose here for sure. And the more that I meet people who have questions and who are seeking, like I started seeking at 19 but not understanding, and then children, things, this and that, it was just an inner journey that I was seeking, a growth within, to look at all parts of me and see what I think about them and honor them myself. That's brilliant. And that's what the Creator, I think, had in plan for most of us, and especially in this era and this time period. I think when I do spiritual work, it's very soul fulfilling. And ever since I started soul fulfilling things, I love it. And there's not a whole lot that can compare to it. It's nice to have the ego boost. It is nice. I can get myself in those situations where I am having those ego boosts, and that's nice. But the soul stuff is so much more fulfilling, and I am at a point in my life now where I am, excuse me, so smooth and so good and so fresh. I am at a point in my life right now where I want to keep working towards a soul fulfilling thing. So my inner journey is just going to continue to go. It's never going to stop. I plan on my inner journey till the day I die. I plan on growing, changing, adapting until the day I die. I think I can learn so much every day, all day long, not all day long, every day, all week, all year long. I think there's always change for growth within. And so yeah, and if you guys have your opinions on spirituality, I'd love to hear it, because I know there's lots I left out here. This could be like a whole day video that we could talk about all the different aspects of what spirituality is. But I have had a lot of people lately, because I use the word spiritual and spirituality because that's just what it feels like. God, that was a spiritual experience. This is so spiritual. God, this feels spiritual. Just so many different things. It's just a good way of describing it. But then people have been saying, so what is spiritual to you? What do you mean spiritual? And they attached it to the religion as well. But I think if you Google it, it says something about a soul connection, a soul, honoring the soul part of you as well, not just the human part of us, because human part of us is part of us. And we are going to be a human, living a human life, but we also have to add the aspect of being a soul, because we are still human. We still have to pay our bills, do the human acts that we came here to be a human. That's part of it. But then you also can incorporate your spirituality with being a human. I cannot fully embody spirituality. There's just no way. And then there are going to be some people who maybe only do the spirituality like 2% or 20% of their life. And then main part of their life is going to be the surfacey life. And that's totally okay. That is why they came here. That is their purpose. The older I get, I'm realizing that that inner journey is what it's all about for me. And there's all different ways that you can go about that. So the next video will be about how you can enhance your spiritual journey. So stay tuned for that.